best. We were too slow there, gave up way too many chances. We gotta pick it up to the next game.
You haven't had many of these this year. What did they do that that other teams haven't been able to do?
Somehow they just killed our speed. We couldn't really get our forecheck going that well like we would like to. We didn't create too many chances today. Only scored 1 goal. And yeah, they're a tough team to play against. So whenever we face them next time, we gotta find ways to be at our best and beat them.
Looked like at least in the second period, you guys started to get it going a bit. You get the breakaway and the penalty shot. Nino has a good chance. I think Cole and Josh hit the post and crossbar. Why do you think that couldn't carry over into the third?
I mean, yeah, it's hard to tell. We got a couple good time slots there, a few good chances, but I don't know. Like, we just couldn't be at our best today, and we gotta find a reason, work harder, and move on.
When's the last time you had a penalty shot in any level of hockey?
I don't know. It got to be maybe in the AHL back in the days, because I think that was my first penalty shot in the NHL. I actually had one in a charity game this summer back in Finland, which I scored. Okay. I used that same move.
On that play, I think it was Cole that gave you the pass, right? To set
it was Fats, yeah.
Yeah. When you get a penalty, were you surprised it was a penalty shot? Did you think it might just be a minor? Or?
I don't know. It was pretty hard slash. So sometimes they give penalty shots, sometimes not. Yeah, should have scored on that, but next time we'll go in. But it was a great pass by him, and yeah.
Looks like you made a good move. Just had to get the puck up a little higher, I guess.
Yeah, just like try to go backhand and put it up high. Couldn't get it high enough. He made a nice save. And
just last one, but on a personal level, you seem to have a lot of jump today. You drew 3 penalties if you include the penalty shot. Using your speed, I guess that's what you have to do to be effective.
Yeah, definitely. That's my biggest strength. I gotta just keep using that every single game, and could get results like that. Draw penalties or create some chances for myself or my mates or teammates. So yeah, I gotta keep that up.
Thanks, Rasmus. You guys didn't have more push, being down a couple. I think you didn't get your first shot till late into the third period.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have it all night, to be honest. I mean, there's certain, maybe a couple of minutes each period, which feels like we played our game, but overall we were just we're waiting, we were hesitant, we didn't play our game, and I mean, LA was a desperate team, and we weren't desperate enough.
Yeah, was that as much maybe what the Kings were doing, or what you guys maybe weren't doing?
I mean, at the end of the day, we're the hunted team, right? We're the first place team, and everyone comes after us, and we have to make sure we bring our best every single night to be successful, and we didn't do it tonight, and that's what it got us.
You guys haven't had maybe 2 games in a row this year where you didn't like good chunks of it, but I know obviously you didn't like the first half of the game in Minnesota the other day. Did you expect maybe a little more from your group tonight?
I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, always we come in with the right mindset and we want to make sure we play our game. But I mean, some nights you don't have it, and tonight we definitely didn't have it. But I mean, even tonight we still had a chance to somehow win that game. I mean, we hit a couple posts there. I mean, it could have been a different outcome. Had a couple of chances in the power play which we didn't score. So that's something which still should give us a good feeling for the way we didn't play. I mean, we played bad, but we still kind of were in the game. So it's got to make sure we're coming into with the mentality we got to be better next game.
You watch a Kings team like they played tonight, and it's just hard to get much going against them. Surprised that they gave up 7 the other night, but I guess in that sense you probably were expecting their best, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whenever you get 7 against you, I mean, that's not a good sign. I mean, you want to make sure you bounce back, and that's the same mentality we got to have next game going to Vegas. I mean, there's one big game coming after the other, so it's we got to be on our best.
What is the one thing they were able to do that other teams weren't really against your team all season?
They got behind us. They played simple. They were great puck pressure, and I think they played very good defensively. They didn't really let us get pucks through the net. A lot of shots got blocked, and they made a really good job in front of their net, boxing us out. And credit to them, they played a good game.
I'm not asking you to make excuses, but how much do you feel, you've been on the road a long time, obviously some tough travel, changing time zones. Do you feel like that played any factor in tonight?
You can always say that it was tough traveling and all that, but at the same time, we had a good off day yesterday. We recharged our batteries, and I think it was more about us not being ready to play than not being recharged.
Thanks, Nino.
Thank you.
Much about what the Kings did tonight, or maybe what your group didn't do? A little of both.
A little bit of both, obviously. We didn't have enough attack. We didn't have enough continuous pressure, or where it was maybe one line and the next line going out and following that up. It just seemed like we were kind of early on. It was just hit and miss, and then we started to get some rhythm. We got to play fast a little bit, and we got after them a little bit in the second, but just not enough pucks getting into the blue paint. We didn't make their goaltender work. Certainly in the third, we didn't get down one. We didn't even just got the two chances. So at the end of the day, we gotta you get in a game like that. It's a 1-goal game. We got to make it harder on them. We got to make sure that we build shifts, one after another, where the momentum grows.
What's your feel for maybe why that is? Obviously, the Kings were going to be an ornery bunch after their last game, but you guys wanted a bit of a response too, right?
Yeah, everybody's ornery. When you lose hockey games and you're never really happy. It's also a lot about moving on to the next game. And you know what? We were slow to get out again, and I'll put that on me again. I got to make sure that we push harder here, but we started to do some things that we wanted to do. We played once we started to play faster. There was a lot of opportunities, but we just didn't get inside enough. Our D didn't get pucks down from the top to the net front. We didn't have enough sort of second and third opportunities, and give LA credit, they moved us out of there, but that's some an area for us that we're usually pretty strong at, and we really got away from it there.
Yeah, the second period, like you said, Rasmus gets the chance, Nino, Josh hits a post, Cole hits a crossbar, but just couldn't really bottle that up.
Yeah, right? It was. You're right. In the second period, there's the last 5 minutes of the first. There was some flurries, but once we got puck possession in zone, once we got it down below the goal line, we had some opportunities to hold on to it, and make plays, but just not enough attack. We didn't get inside as much as we needed to.
In some ways, glad that you have a practice day tomorrow, because it's been a while since you actually had a practice, right?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the league schedule. That's kind of we're all facing right now. So, we'll work on some things tomorrow and get ourselves. We've got a 5:30 game and then an afternoon game against Dallas. So we get a chance to have a couple of practices this week.
Just on one bright spot, but we talked a little bit about Rasmus earlier. He was using his speed, drew 3 penalties, including the penalty shot, and you got to like what you're seeing from that young player.
Yeah, he's when we talk about his speed, when he puts his speed on display like that, he's a hard player to defend, and he just he seems to be growing in confidence, and but at the end of the day, he's a guy that we would give him a role, and he's bought into it.
Thanks.
Thank you.